Let's check back in with our chief meteorologist, Chris Holcomb. And Chris, this is that time we are getting closer to, our area really feeling the greater impacts of this storm.
And that's what we've been talking about all night, talking about the later we get into these nighttime hours and into the overnight. Right now, we're just before midnight, and things are only getting worse out there. We're seeing the rain get heavier. We're going to see the winds that are going to be picking up even more. And Francine just made landfall within just after 11 o'clock. And so now it's going to travel through Georgia, and as it gets closer to us, again, early tomorrow morning, that's going to be the time frame, let's say between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m., when we're going to be feeling the most impactful part of this storm, with the even heavier rain and all the wind moving through. Take a look at these bands of rain that are pushing through. As I put this into motion, you can see the flow there of these bands coming from the south and east with that moderate to heavy rain, and we just keep these bands rolling through Atlanta over areas that have already picked up a lot of rain. I know that you can see, it may be hard to see these polygons here, but that's where we have numerous counties. Almost all of us here inside the city, south of the city, and west of the city are included in a flash flood warning right now, as we're seeing many low-lying areas experiencing some flash flooding. We're keeping an eye on a lot of those creeks and streams. We're starting to see those rise even more with these bands of heavy rain moving in. It just comes down really hard, collects on those low-lying areas, and that's where we're seeing flooding. And this is just the beginning. We're going to see more of this overnight as this rain gets heavier and heavier. Take a look at this red color. Our Doppler radar can estimate how much rain has fallen here. And take a look at the red and even some of the oranges beginning to show up now in Henry County. That's where we're talking about 4+ inches of rain there. 3 inches of rain over in parts of Clayton County, DeKalb County, some areas seeing 3.5 already. And Francine isn't even here, or Helene isn't even here yet. We'll keep seeing that rain get heavier and heavier, and those rainfall amounts going up even more. Here's what we're watching with the storm. We're in Atlanta here. You can see the flow around this spreading in more of that rain. Here is the storm inland right now. It made that landfall just after 11 o'clock, the official landfall. But look how fast it is moving here up to the north. In just a little bit, this center of the circulation is going to cross over the Georgia-Florida line and start moving through Georgia very quickly. We told you about Angelina Salcido in Valdosta right about here. You were seeing those conditions worsen for her. We're going to get back to her in a little bit as this, the northern part of that center of circulation will be moving in. That's going to be the strongest part of the storm there. If it's safe, we'll go back to them in just a little bit as it gets closer to the Valdosta area. So here you see Valdosta, where she is. There's that northern part of the eye, really, what's left of the eye of that center of circulation. That's going to be moving in over Valdosta there along 75 in just a little bit. So we'll try to get back to her if it is safe for her to report out of that. Then the storm continues to move up toward the north, toward Macon, and then toward the Atlanta area. We do have the tornado watches in effect for northern Florida, excuse me, South Georgia, southeast areas of Georgia, and into South Carolina. At this point, no tornado warnings in effect. We told you about that one over to the east of Milledgeville earlier. That expired. We haven't seen any other tornado warnings developing there with that. It's just watching these bands of rain moving in. This is a live view right now at Atlanta Motor Speedway over in Henry County. Again, the heavy rain there, they've got the lights on, but the visibility is still reduced by all of that rain that's moving through. Here's the storm inland now, a Cat 4. Now that it's over land, it is going to start weakening a little bit. But as that weakening process happens, it still has a very fast forward speed. So it remains a Category 2 hurricane in South Georgia, then a Cat 1 in Middle Georgia, even up toward areas of Pike, Lamar County, Spalding County. Still hurricane force winds with that. Tropical storm over Atlanta. This has it right on top of us Friday morning at 8 o'clock with winds of 65 miles an hour. That's according to the track from the National Hurricane Center. Then it keeps moving up toward the north as it weakens somewhat here. But just look at that. The state, pretty much all areas experiencing that track as it moves on through. And remember what we were talking about earlier, this cone is not showing the areas that are feeling the impacts. This cone is the cone of uncertainty, talking about where that center of circulation could be. It could drift here, it could drift there within that cone, but we are seeing impacts outside of that cone. I don't want you to look at this and think, oh, West Georgia and East Georgia are fine. That is not the case. All of us are going to be feeling the impacts from this system tonight. Another look at these tropical alerts that we have here. I don't know why that's count. We'll need to check on that. That might be a mistake there, just north of Athens. But these warnings are down to the south in areas of Spalding County, Butts County, Jasper County, that line down to the south where we have the hurricane warning in effect. The rest of us are in this tropical storm warning. Melissa, I don't know if I'm stealing this map from you, but I want to go over these power outages. I'm not sure if you're doing this right now or not when I pitch to you, but this is the outlook for the risk for power outages. The darker red color you see here is where we're going to see widespread power outages. In the orange, moderate power outages. We really are expecting a lot of them as this wind and rain will be kicking up even more, bringing down trees, and that's going to cause the power outages in the area, Melissa.